तो हमारी फर्स्ट स्ट्रैटेजी कॉन्फ्रेंस में हमने ये डिसाइड किया था कि मीज़ान should ultimately be a 25 branch network. तो अल्लाह का शुक्र है कि because the intention, the niyat was right, so Allah's help automatically comes.
How do you reconcile the bank's commercial success with the Islamic principles of equity, fairness, and social welfare?
We never got resistance because वो जो book का title है ना, the bank no one saw coming. Nobody took us seriously. तो जब आप मीज़ान का जब bottom line profit देखें तो it was the highest last year.
Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers, and welcome to another episode of the Greatness Diaries podcast series, where we bring to you a diverse array of perspectives, ideas, and innovation. I am your host, Amna Khwaja, and today we will be introducing a new host from the Greatness Diaries podcast team. She is an amazing thinker, a wonderful team worker. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Azeen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Now, moving on to our guest. Now, Mr. Irfan Siddiqui is truly a remarkable pioneer in the field of Islamic finance. He is the founding president and CEO of Mizan Bank, Pakistan's premier Islamic bank, and a leading figure in global Islamic finance. Now, Mr. Siddiqui holds numerous influential roles, and these include the president of the Islamic Finance Association of Pakistan, the chairman of the steering committee on media campaign, a member of the board of trustees, AAOIFI, and a member of various high-level government committees, including those advising the Planning Commission of Pakistan, the State Bank of Pakistan, and the Ministry of Finance. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam.
How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, thank you so much. The voice is a bit down, but otherwise is okay.
Yeah, आजकल weather भी ऐसा चल रहा है.
Exactly.
Of course.
So we're going to be asking you a few questions. So to start, you have played a pivotal role in shaping Mizan Bank and bringing it to the position that it is today, to making it the institute that it is today. Did you ever envision it growing into the global leader it is today? Did you have any doubts, or what challenges did you face?
Right, बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम. I think सबसे पहले तो शुक्र तो अल्लाह ताला का करना चाहिए because we start something very small without really knowing whether it will even go as far as where it's gone or it will just disappear. तो अल्लाह का शुक्र है कि because the intention, the niyat was right, so Allah's help automatically comes. तो जो आपका जो question है कि did I ever thought that Mizan will grow to this level? The answer is no. When we started, it was truly based on faith, and due to that reason, जो दिमाग में जो thinking थी वो ये था कि भाई anything which is considered as Islamic finance, which would be obviously with very limited scope, we should start with that. And then इंशाल्लाह give it a try. और वो जो एक है ना कि बाद में आपकी तो accountability अल्लाह ताला के साथ आपकी अकेली होनी है. So you've done your bit, and then God forbid if it doesn't work, you've given it your best try. So, but answer is no. We never visualized that Mizan will grow to this level. In fact, आजकल हमारी बहुत सारी strategy meetings हो रही हैं. तो उसमें recollection हमारा ये हुआ कि we planned Mizan Bank into different strategic cycles. So we are in the 5th cycle right now. और वो हमेशा माशाल्लाह it's come very spot on in terms of how we planned the growth of the bank. तो हमारी first strategy conference में हमने ये decide किया था कि Mizan should ultimately be a 25 branch network. Ultimately. कि उससे ज़्यादा की ज़रूरत नहीं है हमें. But mashallah today we have 1100 branches. So the thinking that time was not what it is today. तो वो अल्लाह का शुक्र से इवॉल्व हुई वो चीज़ें. उसकी मेन रीज़न ये है कि व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड तो लोगों का एक इनहेरेंट डिमांड था इसमें. सो दैट वी वर नेवर एबल टू मेजर दैट. सो व्हेन वी स्टार्टेड पीपल स्टार्ट कमिंग. सो ऑब्वियसली वो कहते हैं ना ताली दोनों हाथ से बजती है. तो यू नीड द बैंक एंड यू नीड द कस्टमर्स एज वेल. द कस्टमर्स स्टार्ट pouring in, and even till today our problem is not marketing at all. I mean, just customers, they just flock into Mizan Bank branches.
That's amazing.
Acha, I heard, and in fact, our principal, Dr. Ghazala, she was the one who encouraged you to do this. She was the one who quoted Surah Baqarah, and then she encouraged you. That's actually such an inspiration.
MashaAllah.
You both worked together, and you created something so great. Alhamdulillah. Moving on, we have our next question.
Irfan Siddiqui Saab. Islamic banking in Pakistan, even today, is and was when you established Mizan Bank, it was a relatively new concept. My question is that did you face any resistance from traditional finance sectors and even from within the Muslim community?
I think it's a very interesting question and a very strange answer, which has evolved as what we've seen. We never got any resistance. But then one should ask why. We never got resistance because wo jo book ka title in the bank, no one saw coming. Nobody took us seriously. And all my conventional bank friends, it's very common for them to say कि भाई हम तो समझते थे ये 1 साल 2 साल इनका शौक पूरा हो जाएगा तो खत्म हो जाएगा ये. So that's why there was no resistance until Mizan Bank grew to a level where they started feeling that heat. By the time they started feeling that heat, probably it was too late for them to do anything about it because the movement was there, people were coming in, they were aware of what the products are. तो जो शुरू में रेजिस्टेंस हमें मिलती तो वो probably बैक ब्रेकिंग होती. तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह शुरू में हमें रेजिस्टेंस मिली नहीं because nobody took us seriously.
I think it's
so that was a blessing as well. कि भाई it just came without people actually seeing it to be a threat.
But I feel like people would have been looking for an Islamic banking option उस वक्त भी ना, because a lot of people wanted to switch but they didn't know कि कैसे होगा ये. And I feel like there's a certain level of industriousness necessary to do what you did. So it did work out well in the end. कि शुरू में मदर रेजिस्टेंस नहीं मिली and then लोगों को पता चला कि ऐसे ये option है हमारे पास available. So that's how they moved to that.
And even so, आप देखें तो काफ़ी लोगों का like generally in Pakistan the main conception is that Islamic banking is the same product but different packaging. I think Mizan Bank negated that concept that it is not the same product, it is quite different. You just need to think about it.
Actually, see, जो confusion है ना वो that is a very simple confusion, and in a simple mind that confusion is there. They want to practice their religion as well, but they want to see it something different. राइट कि भाई इस्लामिक बैंकिंग आ रही है तो कोई चीज़ डिफरेंट हो. तो मतलब कि उसका कोई फॉर्म भी अलग हो, सब्सटेंस भी अलग हो, उसका रैपर भी अलग हो, तो उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं रहती है. आई एम यूजिंग दिस एग्जांपल क्वाइट अ बिट कि how do you define Islamic banking? Islamic banking is a combination of banking per se, banking, right, which is the normal banking, and knowledge of Islam. both blended together. अब जब आप सिर्फ बैंकिंग लेती हैं तो उस बैंकिंग में there are very few elements which are contrary to Sharia. I would say probably 10% होंगे, 15% होंगे, 20% होंगे. तो अगर छोटे से वो है तो आप you work through a process of elimination rather than saying हमें कोई नई चीज़ क्रिएट करें. You say कि भाई हमें जो चीज़ हमें नहीं चाहिए हम उसके बगैर प्रोडक्ट बनाते हैं. So for example, if you're allergic with peanuts, and you're making something at home, a pizza or something, or say peanuts pade hue, so it doesn't mean that that pizza per se becomes wrong for you. You say कि यार मेरे लिए जो पिज़्ज़ा बनाएंगे आप उसमें peanuts को sprinkle ना करें.
A very good example.
तो वो peanuts जब नहीं होंगे तो it will be compliant to you, right? तो इसी तरह से अगर जो इस्लाम में जो चीज़ें मना है वो चीज़ें आपके कोई भी पाकिस्तान के हाई स्ट्रीट बैंक में नहीं होंगी तो आपके लिए अलाउड है वो. तो इट्स बेटर ऑफ जस्ट डाइसेक्टिंग दैट. तो वो लाइक आई सेड नॉलेज ऑफ इस्लाम एंड बैंकिंग, और बैंकिंग में से अब छोटी सी चीज़ें हटा लें एंड देन यू पुट देम इन अ ब्लेंडर एंड यू डू अ मिल्क शेक. सो दैट्स इस्लामिक बैंकिंग. अब आप उसमें से बैंकिंग हटा नहीं सकते हैं और इस्लाम की नॉलेज नहीं हटा सकते. इफ़ यू डोंट हैव टू गोइंग टुगेदर इट विल नॉट बी अ मिल्क शेक, इट विल बी like having strawberries separately.
like juice.
और आपने दूध भी पी लिया, चीनी भी एक चम्मच मुंह में डाल लिए, and then you hope कि वो मिल्क शेक बन जाएगा. बनेगा नहीं वो, right? Because they are separated. And once you make the milkshake, you can't से कि भी अब मुझे चीनी अलग चाहिए और स्ट्रॉबेरीज अलग चाहिए.
Hmm.
So that's what Islamic
Yeah.
banking is. And I think people have now started to understand that. ये जो problem हमें शुरू में बहुत था when we first opened up
Hmm.
our investment bank.
Your vision statement was that you want Islamic banking to be the first banking for people.
Banking of first choice.
Banking
हाँ.
of first choice.
choice.
Yeah.
So in that one single branch, we always had a call center. तो हमारे कॉल सेंटर पे जो कॉल्स आती थी उसकी एवरेज ड्यूरेशन यूज्ड टू बी 5, 6, 7 मिनट्स बिकॉज पीपल वुड कॉल एंड जैसे कि भाई हम बहुत कम काम करते थे डिपॉजिट्स ले लिए तो पूछते थे भाई डिपॉजिट है उस पे रेट कैसा है देन द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑटोमेटिकली वुड कम ये इस्लामिक कैसे हो गया नाउ दैट टेक्स 5 मिनट्स टू एक्सप्लेन राइट अब हमारे कॉल सेंटर पे कॉल्स नहीं आती है बिकॉज नाउ पीपल अंडरस्टैंड दैट तो शुरू में यू हैव टू मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड कि भाई है क्या ये बाद में वर्ड ऑफ माउथ क्रेडिबिलिटी देन पीपल टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड वो जो आप कह रही थी ना कि लोग कहते हैं वो एक ही चीज है पैकेजिंग अलग है कान इधर से पकड़ते हैं उधर से पकड़ते हैं तो अब आप उनसे कहेंगे हाँ भाई काम हम इधर पकड़ते हैं तो कहेंगे अच्छा पकड़ लें आप वहां से एज लॉन्ग एज हमें जो आप प्रोडक्ट दे रहे हैं तो दे हैव द रिलायबिलिटी ऑफ द ब्रांड बिहाइंड इट कि आप कान कहीं से भी पकड़े वो कहेंगे हाँ भाई अगर ये कह रहे हैं बिकॉज देयर इज अ शरिया बोर्ड द मैनेजमेंट इज सिंसियर पीपल आर वर्किंग टुवर्ड्स इट एंड देयर इज अ look and feel of the brand so then people start trusting you it's like a doctor आप एक डॉक्टर के पास जाती हैं वो नॉन डॉक्टर है तो उसके पास रश भी होता है आपको वेट भी करना पड़ता है बट आप कहते भी वेट कर लेंगे
reliability
exactly he's also done MBBS the other one is also MBBS but both are different personalities different skill sets तो एक के पास बहुत लोग जाते हैं एक के पास नहीं जाते हैं तो वही credibility होती है
What is your opinion on the debate कि Islamic banking is just an ethical alternative, a rebranding of conventional profit-based systems though?
वो जो मैंने शुरू में कहा ना कि it's not देखिए जो critics होते हैं ना वो तो ये कहते हैं कि भाई अगर आप कार लीजिंग लें होम फाइनेंस लें या कोई मशीनरी लें क्रेडिट पे तो द कॉस्ट जिसको हम कॉस्ट कहते हैं कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्विजिशन has to be similar underlying process has to be very different अगर आप प्रोसेस मुख्तलिफ नहीं रखेंगी और सिर्फ प्राइसिंग मुख्तलिफ रखेंगी तो इकोनॉमिक्स के कोई स्टूडेंट है हमें
मैंने पढ़ी हुई मैं अकाउंटिंग की भी स्टूडेंट
हाँ तो यू हर्ड ऑफ लॉ ऑफ आर्बिट्राज राइट लॉ ऑफ आर्बिट्राज बेसिकली सेज that if there are two shops selling similar product both selling similar product one decide to sell it for 100 rupees the other person decide to sell it for 80 rupees what will happen
people will choose 80 rupees for the product
ultimately what will happen
the growth of the 80 rupees shop will increase eventually because they're selling at a much lower price and they're attracting more customers
फिर क्या होगा फिर ultimately that guy who's selling for 80 rupees will go bankrupt
of course
will go bankrupt because he will not be able to make profit
and cover its cost
and do the business properly
but a better strategy मतलब if people start trusting him तो eventually वो price बढ़ा देंगे अपनी तो एक
प्राइस इसलिए नहीं बढ़ाएंगे कि उनको प्रॉफिटियरिंग करनी है you know maybe should put the question full कि भाई 100 रुपए का बेच रहा है because the retail price written on that product is 100 rupees तो उनको probably 80 का मिलता होगा दुकान में राइट तो वो 80 का लेके एक शॉपकीपर 80 का ही बेच रहा है तो very soon he'll realize कि भाई I can't make it happen because I'm getting it 80 where would I pay my electricity bill जब बिल आएगा बिजली का तो बेचारा सोचेगा मेरे पास टिल में तो पैसे नहीं है वो तो that's why he'll go bankrupt
100 वाला फिर भी 20 रुपए का प्रॉफिट कमा रहा है
साथ कमा रहा है तो he'll be able to sustain that it doesn't mean कि 20 रुपए घर पे ले जा रहा है वो The law of arbitrage basically says that if there is a pricing difference between two products, then whether you're selling it very expensive or very low, you will go bankrupt. If it's very expensive, nobody will go. If you're selling very low, everybody will come to you, and as a result, you will not be able to cater to that demand.
Okay.
So you have to be at equilibrium where things are normal. तो जब हम pricing करते हैं product की, तो that cannot be different from any high street conventional bank. Pricing, but pricing is not the measure of Sharia compliance. तो हमारे जो शरिया के चेयरमैन है शरिया बोर्ड के हजरत तकी इस्माइल साहब उन्होंने एक सेमिनार में मीज़ान बैंक के सेमिनार में कहते कि भाई कि एक बॉटल पड़ी हुई बॉटल ऑफ वाटर उनके सामने पड़ी थी उस पर भी लिखा था 1 लीटर फॉर एग्जाम्पल एंड इफ देयर इज बॉटल ऑफ वाइन विच इज ऑल्सो 1 लीटर तो इज सेइंग दैट यू कैन नॉट से कि भाई पानी पे भी 1 लीटर लिखा हुआ है, मेजर वही है, तो पानी भी नहीं पीना चाहिए हमें, बिकॉज इट्स मेजर्ड in liters, which the alcohol is also measured in that. So it's a measurement. The measurement doesn't make it halal or haram. It's the product which makes it halal or haram. Right?
Yeah.
बेशक
So तो आपके जो बात करते हैं कि भाई प्राइसिंग वही है, काइबोर पे भी बेस्ड है, so that makes no difference from a Sharia compliance perspective.
Okay. Yeah, that makes so much sense actually.
अच्छा, a very genuine question.
Hmm.
You've built Mizan Bank into Pakistan's one of the most profitable institutions of Pakistan. And my question, a sincere question, is how do you reconcile the bank's commercial success with the Islamic principles of equity, fairness, and social welfare?
Good question. You know, obviously this question comes because Mizan is the most profitable bank, right?
Sure.
Profit कहाँ से आता है? How do you compute profit? What are the 3 components, right?
Cost, revenue,
Yeah,
and
revenue
expenses.
minus expenses
Yes.
is equal to your profit. ऐसे ही ना?
बिल्कुल.
तो आपको तीनों पे अलग अलग चीजें देखनी पड़ती है. तो जब आप मिजान का जब बॉटम लाइन प्रॉफिट देखें तो इट वाज द हाईएस्ट लास्ट ईयर, राइट? बट जब उसकी टॉप लाइन रेवेन्यू देखें तो इट वाजंट द हाईएस्ट. तो बीच में क्या रह जाता है? Expenditure, right? So there are a lot of banks whose top line was much stronger than Mizan Bank, but they decided to spend all of that, you know, and spend it where we try to be frugal on that. I'm not saying that they are wasteful and we are better. No, I mean everybody has got their own ways of looking at it. But we try कि भाई income बनाना बहुत मुश्किल काम है because you have to take more risk, more throughput. So you conserve your revenue as much as you can. यानी कि भी आपने
जितना बच सके तो
हाँ जो आपको बना लिए because with that comes with risk as well.
Of course.
So expenditure is what you control. तो मिजान का जो there's a very famous ratio in the banking sector called the cost income ratio. So we've been lowest forever, every time.
Since you founded Islam.
Yeah, since we founded the bank, right? तो जब कॉस्ट इनकम रेशियो आपका लो होता है तो जो बच जाता है जो आप एक्सपेंडिचर नहीं करते हैं वो प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी पे आ जाता है. अब अगर आप ये कहें कि भाई वो इक्विटी नहीं है बिकॉज वो हम चैरिटी कर सकते थे तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे मिजान की ग्रोथ स्टोरी नहीं रहती. सो योर ग्रोथ स्टोरी कम्स बाय मेकिंग मोर प्रॉफिट बट देन रीडिप्लॉइंग इट इन द बिजनेस. वो एक हदीस है जो मैं अपने बोर्ड को भी हमेशा बताता हूँ कि कोई साहबी की दी whatever, but उसका मफहूम बेसिकली ये कि whatever you make, you should spend 1/3 yourself, 1/3 you give in charity, and 1/3 you reinvest in business. Coincidentally हमारा equation बिल्कुल वैसे ही आता है because what we spend about 1/3 on our administrative overheads because 1200 branches takes a lot of money to invest. Our expenditure base annually is over 100 billion rupees, 100 billion. तो और जो बच जाता है उसमें से हम टैक्स देते हैं. So imagine how much tax we paid last year. Tax which actually is used for making roads, providing free education, medical.
Millions में होगा, billions में ही जा रहा होगा.
हाँ, it was roughly 120 billion rupees. 120 billion rupees we paid to the tax department.
This fiscal year, I believe.
Last हमारा fiscal year नहीं चलता, हमारे calendar year चलते हैं banking sector में.
सही.
तो last December we paid 120 billion rupees in tax, right? तो our top line was roughly 350 billion. 100 billion like I said हम खुद खर्च कर लेते हैं. 100 billion हम हुकूमत को दे देते हैं, 120 billion और 100 billion बचते हैं जो कैपिटल में जाते हैं. So that's 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. And the tax which we pay, in my mind, is truly CSR. What is the tax for? Tax is not for people to take away and go to Paris with that. It's for making.
It's for investing in the people.
Investing in the people.
It is for
so that's your wholesale CSR, which the government has taken the responsibility in any country. So they'll take the funds and then use it for the social well-being. अब उसमें हम डिबेट कर सकते हैं कि उसको ज़्यादा diligently spend करना चाहिए. That is a different question, but it goes in that head. तो हमारे पास जो बच जाता है कैपिटल में ले जाने के लिए वो is about 1/3 of our income, And when you take that in the income, it becomes capital. Capital then determines the size on which you can grow the bank. Because our capital छोटा होगा तो आपका बैंक भी छोटा रहेगा. Then Mizan wouldn't have been there. So it's a catch-22. So if you were not profitable, then वो आज बैठ के अभी वाले questions नहीं पूछ रही होती.
बिल्कुल.
Do you think there's a risk Islamic banking could turn into potentially an elitist system that ignores the broader community?
So the income which is generated by a bank on the main banking sector has to be halal. For them to distribute that profit to become halal. अगर आपके यहाँ स्कूल में अगर 500 का स्टाफ है तो जो need to borrow maybe 500 में से 10 की हो, but need to invest हर एक की होगी.